excited, I just can't hide it. Hey everybody, it's Jasmine and I am back to filming regularly scheduled videos. I am super excited because a couple of hours ago I just finished my final for my last class of this semester, which makes me a college graduate. Love to see it. So today I just thought it would be fun to just sit down, do my skincare, makeup, and hair with you guys and just take some nice photos today. I honestly did not really want to walk during my graduation. I just have negative memories associated with my graduations or promotions or anything like that. So when it came to college, I honestly was just like, I'd rather just get my diploma in the mail and call it a day. But now with COVID, no one really gets to walk. So for me, it's not a problem because I'm not like super sad about it. I wasn't gonna walk anyway. But I know a lot of people are really sad. So if you are one of the people who are really sad about not walking during graduation, just know that I understand the frustration and I totally understand like working so hard, and you know, that walk was kind of like the gratifying moment of just saying I did it. So I am so proud of you, to everyone who's graduating this semester. I know for a lot of schools they might even cancel graduation for next semester. I don't know what's up with that yet, but just congratulations nonetheless. You really deserved it, you earned it. And even if you don't get to walk, just know that your accomplishments are not determined by if you're walking or not. Your accomplishments are determined by just you graduating in general. So I'm happy for you, I'm proud of you, and I'm happy that I'm finally done with school. Yeah. By the way, I have no idea how in-depth I'm gonna go into this video, but I'm going to be listing everything that I'm using in the description box below. For this video, I think it would be really fun to just talk about my college experience. I think there was so much that happened. There was definitely a path I wanted to go towards in college, but I ended up just doing my own thing. So I initially wanted to do 2 years in community college and then transfer. During my second year of college, I realized that the counselors that I was talking to weren't helpful, and in fact they made me stay an extra semester. And even when I stayed my extra semester, they told me I needed to stay another one. So then I was at this community college for 3 years. I was still doing the same major, so I was doing business, and I wanted to focus on management so that when I transferred, I already had like a declared place for me. So I was in my 3rd year now, and I was ready to transfer. I had everything ready, and I wanted to transfer to Sonoma State, and I also applied to other colleges, and I actually got into Sonoma State. But the closer I got to just transferring and being a student at Sonoma, the more I was like, I really don't want a bachelor's. I really don't feel like going the extra step to getting that. And I come from a family where, like, yes, we are Asian, and yes, we hold education to a very high regard, a very high standard. My parents are the type of people who really enforce that we make the decisions for our lives. So when I told them, you know, I really don't want a bachelor's, they were totally understanding. Of course, they were like, well, like, you know, of course they were a little hesitant, but at the end of the day, they were like, you know what, this is your life, this is your path, you do what you want. So I got my transfer degree, so that meant that if I did want to pursue my bachelor's one day, then I have that as my backup, and then I also got my certificate for completion of my GEs. So I just decided, you know what, I only have 1 year left at this community college, like let's just go ahead and finish and let's get my AA. Like let's just get that out of the way, and if I feel like I need to get anything else, then I'll get something else. So it was pretty much just smooth sailing from there. I felt like all of my business classes were really great. I had amazing professors. They were all easy to talk to. They were all super nice. I felt like the only class that I struggled with the professors was English. I felt like I was like one of the few Asian people in the class, and it was just one of those situations where they had told me, one professor had told me, oh, if you have a B in this class, the next class up, you're just gonna fail. So I took the higher up English class, the one that she told me I'd fail, and I passed it with an A. And I was like, you know, I was like, but thank God I am not an English major. I felt like the teachers that, at least all the teachers that I got, were just so blatantly rude that I just really couldn't handle it. So for my business major, I felt like the hardest class for me was accounting. And I feel like that goes for a lot of people unless you are an accounting major. I felt like when I took my class, they only offered it online. And at the time when I was taking those classes, I really wanted it in person because the professor barely even helped us out. So it was just a real struggle. Now, aside from my rude English professors and my outstanding business professors, there was actually one class in college that I absolutely failed, and that was biology. I so happened to just not get the science genes in the family, and that's fine. Everyone else did, and that's okay. I thought I had it in me too, but I apparently didn't. I failed it hard. I thought I could do it. I really did. I was like, Jasmine, maybe if you just study more. But at that time, I was spending 7 hours in the library nonstop just studying. And you know what? That didn't help. So I wasted time. I felt bad for myself, but then I redeemed it by taking another type of biology class with a different professor, and that was so much better. He was so nice to me. He was so easy to talk to. If I had questions or if I had a problem, then he would just help. And he was the type of professor who didn't want to see you fail. And I think that's the key, having a professor who doesn't want to see you fail. So if I were to give any advice to anyone who is going into college or who is just struggling in college, even if it's online, don't be afraid to reach out. I am the type of person who never talks in class. I hate talking to the professor, but if you build a relationship, like even just asking like one question a month, like I'm sure that they will remember your face. I'm sure that they'll be like, okay, well, this person at least comes up and asks questions and we see you trying. That's the key. They see you trying. So for example, for my poli-sci class, I was on the struggle bus. I had a C, and I felt like I deserved that. I had no passion, but I did turn everything in, and if I didn't understand something, I would always be the first one to email my professor because it was an online class. And when final grades came out, I said, hey, I'm, at the border to a B, can you round it up? And he said, well, why should I round up your grade? And I said, well, I turned everything in on time, and I feel like you've helped me out along the way with this class, and I really feel like I deserve it. Of course I didn't say it like that, but along those lines. And he ended up just accepting it and just giving me a B. So it's nice if you just create a nice relationship with your professors. So like I said earlier, I didn't plan on walking, so I didn't even plan to take pictures. So today I'm just really doing my makeup just so I could take a nice selfie outside. That's all I really wanted to do today, to just congratulate myself, make myself look and feel good, and just tell myself good job, because even though I spent 4 years at a community college, I felt like there was still a ride that I went through, and I'm not the type of person to even really like school. I'm good at it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I've had a 4.0 for the past 2 years straight, each semester, including summer courses. So I'm good at school. My GPA tells me that I am, but at the same time, I hate being there. I literally cannot stand just sitting. I'm the type of person who'd rather just be working and just being very hands-on. So yes, there was some struggle. There was also struggle in my personal life as well, which also contributed to why I didn't want to transfer to Sonoma. Like, there was just a lot of things that I felt like at the time were just too big of obstacles for me to handle by myself. So aside from the transfer degree that I already have and my completion of GEs, I'm also getting my associates in business, and my counselor told me when I was petitioning for graduation that I also was eligible for another degree for, I don't know what it's exactly called, but it's for mathematics and sciences. Jasmine failed a science class, but she gets a degree for it. Thank you. It's mostly for my math classes though. She told me I took a lot of math courses and I passed them with flying colors, so there's that. Math is actually one of my favorite subjects. I just find it very satisfying when you just solve a problem. I don't know, it just is very satisfying to me. I think the hardest class though that I took was calculus. But at the same time, I'm giving myself the benefit of the doubt because my professor who I had was like, yeah, haven't taught calculus in 8 years. And I said, that's a problem that I don't think we can solve. And just to keep some of my professors a little bit more private, there was a professor who I've had for, I believe, like 4 different classes. And she is honestly just so amazing. I'm going to definitely miss this one professor. She watches my YouTube videos. Hi! And she's so motivating and so encouraging. It's just so amazing to have somebody who really believes in you and believes in your craft. As a lot of you guys know, I am very introverted, and it might seem like I'm not because I'm very talkative on camera, but that's honestly because right now it's just me and the camera. It's just me and you right now. And I feel like when I'm in a public place like school, I hate talking to people. So I felt like making friends was really hard for me. And I know I actually entered a point in life where I was actually really jealous of my peers because I was like, damn, imagine having friends at school. But during like my 3rd and 4th year of college, I found the courage to make friends. And I think that was like the best decision and hurdle that I overcame because it was really hard for me to even just like talk to somebody or just the same person multiple times. I also did not join any clubs or sports or anything like that. Like I said, I am not the type of person to do anything like extracurricular or that involves me making friends. So I pretty much just went to school and work. That was pretty much like all I really did during my 4 years of college. And aside from friends, there were a lot of crazy incidences at school that I do want to talk about. It's literally so traumatizing to me because I hate it. Like, I hate confrontation, and there were too many people who confronted me and rubbed me the wrong way, and I was just like, I want to go home. I hate it here. And a lot of it really had to do with just like me being a girl. I have no idea if I told these stories on YouTube, but I've definitely told them on Instagram when I was live. So these aren't new, especially if you've seen those. But there was one time I was at school and I had my headphones in. I was working on my homework on my laptop and I was outside. It was a beautiful day. I never study outside unless it's a nice, beautiful, warm day. And it just so happened to be that. So I was sitting in the corner. So I was next to the cafe and there's like a corner between the cafe wall and just like this solid cement wall, and I just wanted to face the corner. I didn't want to associate with anyone. I didn't want anyone distracting me, hence why I was facing away from the crowd. Now this person comes up from behind me and he's like, hey, is anyone sitting here? And he's pointing to the seat that's like directly in the corner, but like faces out, faces everyone. So I said, you know what? No. And I didn't want to be rude. I really didn't want to be that person because quite frankly, I wasn't looking towards the crowd, so I didn't know if there was any empty seats. So I said, yeah, it's free. You can sit here. So there I am, continuing to do my homework, minding my own business. And this guy starts to hum really loudly. I noticed that he's listening to music as well, and it seems like he's trying to get my attention, right? But I really don't. Like, I really wanted to just study. I had class in like 30 minutes, and I was just like, no, not having it, sorry. And then he yells at me. And I already told you guys, I'm not the type of person to talk to anybody. I have really bad social anxiety, and this dude was already scaring me at this point, okay? And so I jolted, and he asked me, "How are you?" But just in a really loud, intimidating manner. And I responded, "I'm good," but because I was so scared, I was literally speechless. I mouthed it. I mouthed that I'm good, but no words came out of my throat. Like, nothing came out. So then he gets mad at me, right? And I'm just like, oh my God, this is too much. This is too much for little old Jasmine to handle right now. And he gets up out of his seat. I'm still sitting, and I'm now looking up at this dude. And he is yelling, "You know what? You are so rude. I just wanted to see how you're doing." And I felt eyes on me. And I was like, no, can't, no, I hate it here. And so he gets up, puts on his backpack, which doesn't even look like it's filled with anything, and bolts off. And mind you, while he's yelling at me, I'm looking to my right, which is a table full of boys, and I'm looking at them like, help, save me, I'm scared. And they didn't say anything, they didn't do anything. And so I was just sitting there like shook to the core. And I couldn't even focus on my homework at that point. I was just like so upset. I was just like, I can't, I hate it here. And then finally the boys were like, "Are you okay? That was so crazy." Yes, it was crazy. It really was, wasn't it, huh? And then they pointed at my backpack and they were like, "Oh my God, isn't that a baby Milo backpack?" At that point, I got up and I walked out, and I had to call my friend. I said, "Please stay on the phone while I walk to my class. I am very scared." And that is just one of many confrontations that I've had at school, and I hate it. It's gotten to the point though where like I got nightmares of school and people confronting me, and just, I don't know, it's just very scary to me. You know what? There were also some questions I wanted to answer in this video, so might as well just transition that in now. Now, I know a lot of people ask me if I love my major, and I do. I stuck with it for 4 years. I never once had a feeling of doubt if this is the right thing for me to do. I think because my family is so business oriented that this was kind of just in my blood already. So I love learning about business. I love learning how to grow a business. And I feel like a lot of the things that I learned were very valuable to me. I didn't find that I was ever bored in a class. I mean, if I was bored, it was due to like the professor in the lecture. But the material itself, I found it very helpful to me. Another question that I had was, why did I choose to go to a community college first? And if I'm being just honest, I was just really lazy to apply to 4-year colleges, and I just thought it would just be beneficial if I went to community college because then it wouldn't cost a lot of money. And there were a couple of semesters where I paid for my own classes and it wasn't even that bad. So I'm glad I made the choice to go to community college because it was budget friendly for me. And I know for some people an associate's isn't that big of a deal, but it's still something to be celebrated. And you know, as somebody who doesn't really like school, I'm considering this a huge milestone for myself. But I definitely feel like if you are the type of person who is really motivated to get your education, you know, somebody not like me, then I would totally recommend going to a 4-year first. I feel like there was just so much, like, especially during like the 3rd year where my counselors really led me into the wrong direction and postponed me from transferring. I felt like if I was already at a 4-year university, then it would have been so much easier on myself yourself, but if you're the type of person who's like, okay, I want to save money and then transfer, community college is a great way, but you have to be really on top of it. Like, you really have to look and do your research and make sure your counselors are leading you into the right direction and not wanting you to stay so that they get extra money for the school. Community college is also great, especially if you're just indecisive. I think you're able to take a lot of classes for not a lot of money, and you kind of get to feel around on what your passion is, especially if you're just undecided, like you just don't know where to go. Then I think community college is definitely the right place to go into. Also, do not be afraid to take advantage of your student discounts. You have no idea how much money it has saved me if I wanted to go to a museum or go eat out. You just have to ask if they have a student discount, and then if you have your student ID, you could just whip it out of your wallet and boom. You save like anywhere up to like 10 or 30%. It's great. It's amazing. Love it. And even for online retailers, for anything, electronic, clothing, cosmetics, they usually link up with uni days. So all you really have to do is create an account, verify that you're a student, and boom, you unlock deals, which I think is crazy. So I think for a lot of you guys, I think the question is, well, what's on the agenda, Jasmine? Like, what's next? And truthfully, I want to expand on my freelancing. You guys know that I am a freelance makeup artist, and I also work for Shiseido, so I want to see how far I could get with Shiseido as well. I love my job so much. As far as YouTube, I still want to keep this a hobby. I still want to upload my Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos. I find that whenever I sit down to film, it's very therapeutic. I find myself feeling really good after I film. And I feel like because of that, it makes me feel like the best version of myself. So I want to keep my channel here, and maybe one day in the future, like down the road, this could be my full-time job. But I feel like there's so many other things I want to do. Like, I want to put my business degree to use somehow and create my own brand if possible, or even create my own business with my freelancing. I do feel like now is also a great time for me to actually start dabbling into more of the world of cosmetics, because I definitely put business and school first. I didn't want to get my cosmetology license, and quite frankly, when you do get your cosmetology license, it's mostly for hair anyways, and that's not really where my passion is. I really wanted to focus on school as far as like my community college life was going, and I definitely don't regret it. I definitely feel like I'm at a place in my life where I'm really happy with where I've gotten and how far I've come, even though it is just community college. I feel like I am in this path that I am really happy in. And I'm also just very thankful that I have super supportive parents who allow me to make my own decisions as far as where I want to go at school, where I want to go with work. I know with, you know, being of Asian descent, I feel like even with like my family, like my other aunts and stuff, it's very pressurizing because they're just like, oh, well, an associate that's not enough. And I feel like for a lot of families, it's not rare to hear that either. So I feel like at some point you have to remind yourself, you know, this is my life, this is my journey, this is what I'm doing for myself. You're not doing it for anyone else. And I feel like school is one of those things where we automatically just feel so pressured, and it's like almost like a competition on who can achieve more faster. We are just coming to a close with this makeup look, and I'm sorry, we had to do another brown smoky eye. I don't know what it is, man. I just feel so good in a brown smoky eye. I feel the most confident in a brown smoky eye, okay? It's just the go-to look. And of course, I'm gonna do a nude lip. I don't know who you think I am, but yeah. Have y'all ever tried these Huda Beauty lipsticks? Expensive, not gonna lie, but so delicious. I feel so pretty whenever I have this on. Like I said, when you look good, you feel good. So we are back. I already put some heat protectant in my hair. I just used some argan oil. It's a natural heat protectant and it also helps with frizz. So I just sectioned off half of my hair over on this side and now we just have the bottom section. I'm not a curling hair expert, to be honest. I just keep wrapping it around the barrel. I just make sure that when we get closer to my face that I curl it outwards. But for the rest of my head, it doesn't really matter where my curls are going. Also, I don't know how hot this iron is. I kind of just turned it on. I didn't look at the heat setting. So I just keep it on for about like 5-10 seconds and then I release. Because my hair is naturally wavy, of course it doesn't look like it now because I blow dried it, but if I don't blow dry it, it's actually pretty wavy, pretty crazy. So it actually holds a curl really well. So I could actually go a day without using hairspray in my hair or any gel. It's usually just like heat protectant and then curling it and then going. But I know for some people, if you have trouble with your hair holding a curl, I recommend doing like a light hold hairspray prior to curling it just so that your hair has some grip into it. So aside from pictures, do I have anything else planned for today? No, I really don't. I really want to cook some pizza rolls for myself and call it a day. I am just in a pizza roll mood. I might watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm only on like the first couple of episodes. I know everyone has been watching it on Netflix and so have I. So I think that's on my agenda for today. I'm just really happy that I don't have any more homework to do. Quite honestly, in my vlogs, I was telling you guys how much of senioritis I was feeling already because quite honestly, some online classes are just more boring online than others. And I think the class that I had was a lot more fun in person. So it was just like a whole downgrade when we went online. I feel like every single time I curl my hair and I have my bangs out, everyone's like, oh my God, you look like Selena. And how dare you ever compare me to somebody who is just so beautiful? How dare you ever? Also, if you're graduating this semester, let me know what you're graduating in. I would love to know. I want to just celebrate with you all and just cheer you on your accomplishments. I think that no matter where you're graduating from or what degree you're getting, I think it is worth just cheering for because at the end of the day, sometimes school isn't the easiest. And like I said, there are some professors who are better than others and you know, your journey just may be so different. The things that you might be going through aside from school just may be super hard, and you know what? I'm here to cheer you on if no one else will, period. I didn't even mention this, but my graduation isn't even a Zoom graduation. Like, we have nothing. So I'm just gonna get my degree in the mail, which is fine, which is what I wanted. But they did email us and they were like, hey, send us a picture of yourself and then we're gonna put it in a slideshow that we'll email everyone. And just like that, you guys, we are completed with my full get ready with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. And like I said earlier, I am back. So I'm going to be doing my Monday, Wednesday, and Friday uploads again. Thank you guys so much for giving me the break that I needed. And I feel like throughout my vlogs, you guys kind of saw that even throughout April, I was really working on my mental health and I am just back on track. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to have the time off and to just focus on myself. Anyway, congratulations to everyone who is graduating with me this year, this semester. And if you guys are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit that notification bell. As always, I love you guys so much and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye! Peace out, Girl Scouts.